Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madden Elite Gaming. We're in week 1 of this connected franchise career, and I want to give a shout out and a big thanks to Brian St. Clair for making me be a commentator for this league, and it's an honor. It's something that I always been wanting to do. I'm more of a play-by-play type of person, but I also like previewing and reviewing stats and things that go on around the league. We're week 1 of this 2015 season, and let's look at the games that have been played and the NFL schedule so far. Obviously, there's a lot of games that have not been played, and I encourage everybody to try to, make up schedules, try to schedule your games in. My thing is, you want to do that after each advance. Even if you're not, available, schedule. Make a schedule for, your opponent when you'll be available. Maybe you need to post your availability. We got to get games in, and let's hope that this league is really active and really entertaining. I'll talk about that in the closing segment of this little bit of preview and review of week 1. Like I said, look at the scores. We had a game between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. It was the Chiefs 52 points, and the Texans 17, 52-17 Chiefs over the Houston Texans. The Browns, they played in New York City against the New York Jets, and they lost that football game. It was the Jets 42-35 in Jacksonville. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars defeating the Panthers by a score of 42-28. New Orleans Saints in a tight, close, hard-fought football game, they prevail over the Arizona Cardinals 30-28. Keep it rolling. We had the Oakland Raiders. Well, look at this. The Oakland Raiders put up 55 points. The Bengals put up 31. Both teams combined with over 1,200 yards. 663 of them went to the Oakland Raiders. And the Bengals' 613 yards was not enough, thanks to the 4 turnovers. So a lot of points been put up in this league so far. We already had a couple 50-plus point games. And, I really encourage people, man, come on. Let's play some great defense. Even if it, comes to the cost of, ball control and trying to play ball control and take the ball away from your opponent. You got to play great defense. You got to, defense win championships. And that's what is going to really, be a big thing in this league. Let's see how great defenses play and how many points are minimized when you play this game. Let's look at the individual stats, however. We have a near perfect passing rating for Alex Smith, 549 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interception. He had a long pass of 82. And then for the Jaguars, well, let's get to that a little bit later. Andy Dalton, he had 507 yards in a loss, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. Johnny Manziel, he had 380 yards passing, and he threw 5 picks in that football game. You got to minimize turnovers. That's how you win football games. 5 picks aren't going to help you, regardless of how many yards you get. And, I said let's look at what Moore was able to do. He had 118.4 passer rating. He threw 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. Those 5 touchdowns so far is the league-leading situation. Let's look at the running game. What's going on through the running game situation? Let's see. You got Murray with 119 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Jermaine Hill, 81 yards. He had a touchdown run. Receivers. Tyler Eifert for the Bengals, 204 yards receiving, 10 catches. I'm telling you what, we're going to see a lot of records being broken in this league. The way, and the pace of this league is going. I want to see some great defense, personally, but, we're going to see how that goes. And speaking of defense, let's see who made the biggest impact in the sacks. You got Poe for the Kansas City Chiefs. He had 2 sacks in that football game. And then 2, the rookie, left end rookie, Davis Toole. He had 2 sacks. He was a big factor for the New Orleans Saints in that hard-fought victory. Now let's see who had a couple picks, if any. Well, how about 3? There's 2 guys that had a trifecta in interceptions. It's amazing. David Harris, he had 3 picks. And Corey Toomer, he had 3 picks as well. Those are the defensive stats leaders. And like I said, man, I want to see some great defense. Great defense. Because defense is going to lead to championships. 55 points, 60 points. Man, that doesn't make the game, doesn't make the league look right. We got to, buckle down and play some great defense. Take pride in, stopping teams instead of putting up points. But that's what I like. You do whatever it takes to win the football game. Now, just kind of look around in the league. This is my final recap here. Not many games have been played, so the standings are going to look a little bit different. Let's go with the conference. In the AFC, teams that are 1-0 are the Chiefs, Jaguars, Jets, and Oakland Raiders. Teams in the NFC that are 1-0. Saints, they're the only team in the NFC that won a football game so far. And I'm speaking right now at 3:15 a.m. in the morning. Just trying to get this thing going. My final commentary will be, hey, we got to get games in. We got to continue to be active. I'm going to try to, involve with my broadcasting or involve with my commentator and try to make this thing more entertaining. I'm going to probably try to, add some different, things to it. Maybe a highlight reel where, your guys can submit highlights from your games to me. And I'm going to put up, top 5 highlights, the top 3 highlights. Obviously, I'll be doing my power ranking. There's a lot of controversy, but, hey, it's my opinion. That's all right. I try to be objective when it comes to, power rankings. But, I might try to make, something like that. A highlight reel, league games being played. Try to make this league more entertaining. And that's what, we have to do to make this thing go on. Because, we need activity. We need people wanting to play this game. And, I'm thinking about even, putting some money down. If, people are active, we have, 14, 15 user games played, I'm willing to put money down to the winner of the Super Bowl. If you're active, you deserve it. Because I love the competitiveness. I love winning football games, and I love playing football games here in Madden. And we just need people to be more active. We need to go out there and schedule games and, try to make it happen. So, obviously, everybody's got a life. They got things to do. But, if you're in it, let's try to make it happen. Try to make games happen. At least show the effort that you want this to happen. And, money buys everything. And I'm willing to put down money for the Super Bowl champion. But, there's got to be some kind of requirements. You got to be active. It's not going to be because you want a lot of sim games. I want to see activity. I remember one of my leagues, in my first season, I played every single game. I came in there, it was week 4 or week 3 or something, as a replacement, played every single game, won a lot of ball games, made the playoffs with the Cleveland Browns. All-Star 1, that was the league I was in. Played every game. I don't play sim games. And I don't like sim games, so we need to keep this thing active. So, I'm going to probably try to create a highlight reel. I'm going to try to find out a way y'all can submit highlights to me. I'll make a highlight reel. Publicize that after each event. I'm going to try to do this after each event. And there's a way for you to broadcast your games and keep that broadcast. So, you got to look at the arcade broadcast in Twitch. I'm going to probably put a description how to do that. Because, it's kind of hard to explain online, but you got to go to your account settings and look for a little box, a little check box. You got to check it and have a check where it says, your broadcasts are going to be arcade, and that's how you're going to keep your broadcasts for about 10, 15 days on your Twitch account. And that's the way I can look into your games and, look at highlights and stuff and recognize you. I think, showing recognition in this league is going to make this league a little more successful. So I'm going to do everything I can to make this thing work. all my broadcasting, my Twitch account over the last 2 weeks, head to head. Those games are on there. Y'all can look at my games if you want to. I got my highlight reel, some of my highlights on my account. And yeah, just try to be active, try to be involved, and we're gonna try to make this thing a success. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. If you're listening this far, thank you. I'm gonna probably be more professional next time, and yeah, just being a little more professional by the way I broadcast and the way I communicate through y'all, and just try to make this entertaining, try to make this appealing to everybody. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all after the next events, and hopefully it's gonna be a success. Let's get it.